When you head into Melrose and you walk into the local bike shop, you realise it's not your average place like you would see in the city. The guys here regularly get involved with the maintenance of the local mountain bike tracks. And joining me now is Richard from the Over the Edge store. Richard, thanks for having me here today.
No worries, it's great to have you here, Josh.
Richard, you were born and bred in New Zealand and travelled around the world, but you've settled here in Melrose.
It's a beautiful little town, and I guess once we got here, there was a lot of passion for this community, and we recognise that, and we have become passionate about this community as well, and making it a success. The thing that drives anyone is the sense of community, and you have to be passionate about something, and that's what we are. We're passionate about both the mountain biking community and the Melrose community. You sort of skim along the surface and you see these great places, but once you stay in a place and you become immersed in it, you really become part of the fabric of that place, and that's when you can really make an impression on it.
Your co-worker Dave and yourself helped to build some of the first tracks here at Melrose. What roles have the community had here and at the bike shop had in making the sport take off here? Could you have done it without the support of the locals and your family?
No, definitely not. And a lot of the work was done before I even got here. So a lot of that administration type work. So the behind the scenes meetings and discussions, and then the paperwork had already been done before we got here. And then I guess myself, Dave. Even before I got here, Dave was building trails, and then my business partner, Alistair Smart, as well. When we came along, we got out there and dug more trails and tended for the opportunity to build more trails as well. And so we've built on what was there, and then the opportunity came to open up the shop. And as you mentioned, the family aspect of it as well. Melrose is a great place to bring up your family, and I guess we recognised that when we came here, and that's pretty much what we've done. So 3 little boys running around, and it's a great place, to have kids out in the bush.
Well, we're out and about on the tracks up here at Melrose. Richard, what equipment do you use to make the tracks, and how hard can it get moving mini diggers and stuff up the rugged terrain to carve out the tracks for people that's safe?
I think these trails at Melrose are pretty exclusive because we do hand build these ones. We've just got another property 4k's out of town, which is called Bartagania, and we've got our first machine built trail out there, which is proving pretty popular, and it's a pretty big expanse of land out there. So we hope over time, over the next few years, to build a few more machine-built trails, which makes it a little bit easier. But all of these trails are hand-built, so a shovel and a pick, and off you go. And a lot of mountain bikers enjoy building the trail as much as riding the trail. So it's their expression on the landscape canvas, I guess.
When I was here last, I noticed that you'd graded tracks like you would a ski slope with different difficulties. You've obviously put a lot of effort into making the sport here accessible for all ages.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that we've tried to do initially is build the trails for enthusiasts. And then as the enthusiasts have come, they've obviously brought their family members that are not as expertise as they are. And so then we've had to create trails for the other family members. And that's an ongoing process. We need to keep building more trails, which keeps it interesting for everyone, keeps people coming back again and again, and keep expanding the different types of trails. So you've got green trails, blue trails, and black diamond trails, and that's just a grading system for various difficulties.
Do you have any favourite tracks you've made?
A lot of people do ask you what's your favourite trail. The favourite trail is always the next trail. Cycling in general is about exploring, and it's your first opportunity of independence as a child is getting on your bike and going around to your mate's place, and really mountain biking is just a continuation of that. To hop on your bike and ride out on a trail that you've never ridden before is such an awesome experience.
And what information can you give about safety for those heading up for the Fat Tyre Festival? What sort of bikes and gear do they need to be wearing? Can you just bring up any old mountain bike?
Some of the bikes, especially the ones that say don't ride off road, with the little sticker on the top tube there, is probably best not to bring up. Generally, something that's of reasonable standard is going to be okay up here. And yourself, once you start riding, what sort of bike is capable of what sort of terrain. And I guess as you get faster and more experienced, you become more capable, and you start to look for a better bike to be able to handle the terrain and the questions that you were asking of it. But I mean, importantly, always wear a helmet. We don't hit the trail without a helmet. Obviously, it's a law anyway. After that, it's sort of optional, I guess, on whether you wear knee pads and elbow pads and that sort of thing as well. And again, it's how fast you want to go.
And apart from the festival, what sort of food and local produce is on offer for the people visiting Melrose, both inside and outside of the festival?
One of the things that we've tried to do is keep it local, and we wanted to support the 2 hotels in town and the cafes in town as well. So we're sort of really keeping that as the best option in town. We are seeking other opportunities to have catering in town, but we've also asking local market people certainly from Werrabra and those surrounding areas to come up and have a little stall at the festival as well. And there should be something for everyone, and there's certainly going to be plenty of entertainment with local riders doing tricks and also our offshore rider Callie McGarry coming over from New Zealand as well.
I noticed on the way here a sign saying quietest place in the Flinders. Is that going to be the case come 6th of June?
It is a lovely quiet town, Melrose, but the 6th of June is going to be, things are going to be hopping a little bit more. And it's an interesting one because that long weekend, we chose to put the Fat Tyre Festival in that long weekend because it was the quietest long weekend we had.
And what information can you give to people looking at getting interested in the upcoming festival?
Come along, check it out. It's going to be a fun weekend. It's always a great weekend for everyone, really, for family and the enthusiast cyclists. We'll have the BMX boys from Port Perry, so again, local riders, they're going to be doing some tricks. There's bike decorating, and so it's just a celebration of not only mountain biking, but cycling, I think. Melrose mountainbike.com is the best website to head up and find out information, and then you can click through and book onto that.
Why now should people head up to Melrose?
It's beautiful up here, and we've got probably 60, 70, 80 kilometres of trail up here. Come and ride your bike, or just come up and come out for dinner, lunch, and get some relaxation, switch your mobile off and enjoy yourself.